Namaste. Welcome you all for the 5-day workshop on Astanga Yoga Level 3, consisting of introduction to the theory and practice of Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. This is in sequel of our first two courses, Level 1 and Level 2, where we have dealt with Yama, Niyama, Asana and Pranayama. So first for this Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana practice, do some preparatory postures, some simple stretchings, then you have to sit upright. For sitting, the simplest, you can take a folded blanket, sit on the blanket. This is the simple. Otherwise, Padmasana, Siddhasana, Vajrasana, Virasana. If none of these works, you can also sit on a chair. But you have to sit upright. That is the most important thing. Well, now we are entering into another fascinating field in yoga. Most interesting is to look at the dynamics of our own mind. Where do we start? First is meet your mind. We hardly meet our mind. We keep on doing so many things and we miss to meet one of the most wonderful instruments that we have, the mind. In the first class, we will look at only this. Let us try to meet our mind to gain some simple understanding about our own self. So first, sit upright, chest and navel up, and tip of the thumb and index finger in contact. Gently close your eyes. Just pay attention to your posture. Watch your feet. Watch your ankles, legs, knees, thighs, trunk, shoulder complex, both the arms, throat and the neck, facial muscles and organs, the skull cavity. Just be relaxed and pay attention to the incoming and outgoing breath. You don't need to control the breath, you just have to watch the breath. The moment you watch the breath, the breathing automatically becomes slow and calm. Now watch your thoughts. Now the most fundamental thing, what is your mind doing? You have to meet your mind. Just pay attention. Whatever, if you are able to just simply focus on the breathing, great. Else, whatever is happening, you must learn to witness the mind. Any thoughts don't need to get bogged down by what kind of thought, etc. But just watch what is really happening. Pay attention. Be reminded that you are on the task of taming your mind. So this approach actually needs patience and perseverance. In these couple of minutes, you must have seen what this mind is doing. Okay, just be relaxed and open your eyes. Well, this one of the possibility is the mind is highly distracted. Too many thoughts can come, a bizarre of thoughts, and you may even forget that you are actually trying to see what this mind is doing because that attention can go missing. If generally most untrained, untamed minds are like this, one thought, other thought, they keep on coming. If that has happened, don't worry. That is actually what really the mind is when it is not trained. Here is a Sanskrit Subhashita which very aptly captures the state of our mind. Markatasya surapanam madhye vrishchika damshanam tanmadhye bhuta sancharo yadva tadva bhavishyati. Which means this mind is like a monkey. Already monkey is very, chanchalya. It is very restless, keeps moving from one place to another. And imagine that the monkey is also drunk. Then it is also bitten by a scorpion, and between them, a ghost is moving. So you can imagine the movement of the monkey. That is compared to our mind. Well, nothing to get disappointed. Yoga, the Patanjali's path, ensures that we can calm this wild mind. So let us look at our next exercise. Continuation of what you did. Can you watch or witness your thoughts? This is something that is possible. You can know whatever is happening in the mind. Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling frustrated, disappointed? Or what kind of thoughts are coming as you are sitting here? Thoughts of your family, thoughts of some work, study, anything. So whole question is, can you witness your thoughts? Again, sit upright, close your eyes, palms facing upwards, tip of the thumb and index finger in contact, and just pay attention to the thoughts. The answer to the question, can you witness the thoughts? Is yes, of course, you can witness the thoughts. Be sure about that. Thoughts can be witnessed. You can be aware of the thoughts. Remember this word awareness. Just pay attention. If the thought flow is too much, the attention also gets washed away. But don't worry, you can tame the mind. Whatever may be the thoughts, if you are aware, you can know, just like a movie screen, whatever comes on the mind, you can know. You can be a witness when you simply watch the mind like a movie without actually getting involved with the thought. Initially, these things becomes difficult, but that is the path. Okay, now open your eyes. Well, you can witness your thoughts. The answer is yes, you can. So you must understand, because you can witness or you can see the mind, one important lesson is mind is also an object, because you, the subject, can see or witness the mind. That means you are the subject, that awareness is the subject, and mind is an object. This is a very, very important understanding, fact that you should remember. Well, how many number of thoughts? This is a question. Once you say you can witness the thoughts, generally what is happening? How many thoughts are coming? Well, the question itself looks dicey, because very difficult to look at these thoughts. Well, now we will take a couple of minutes just to address this. Can we actually count the number of thoughts? We will just do a mental exercise. Just close your eyes. Be relaxed, be seated upright. Now see how many thoughts do cross your mind. It's not an easy thing to do, but give it a try. A highly distracted mind can keep on pumping the thoughts. Well, we are not looking for exact numbers, but just try to get an estimate of the traffic in your mind, the flow of thoughts. Whatever is happening, just keep a watch. Okay, open your eyes. This is all even a couple of minutes you see what the mind does. Well, you know one thing that there are number of thoughts, okay? But there are studies done on this. Here are some numbers for you. Not that all of us have this kind of a traffic, but in general, yes, it's a studies, scientific studies done. And one of the study estimates that for the number of thoughts can range from 2000 to 50,000 thoughts. But later two studies, they give us something, very shocking that the number of thoughts per day is close to 70,000. Can you imagine that about 50 thoughts per minute? This is something very, very staggering numbers that the studies show. Well, Patanjali says that it is possible to completely halt this traffic and enjoy a state of bliss, ananda. Well, it doesn't matter even if the traffic is this high, yoga gives the path to handle that. Next, we should look at what are the nature of thoughts. What is really happening? What kind of thoughts are coming? That is what we need to look at. That is what we mean by the nature of thoughts. What do they contain? What is really happening? So that again, we will have to do one simple mental exercise. What is that? Simple. You have to close your eyes and see what is that thought. Any thought you can take. And in general, by experience also you know this, but yet we will do it. A small exercise, give it a small try. Close your eyes. Again, look at the nature of the thoughts. What is it? What these thoughts contain. Pay attention. Be a witness. In general, the thoughts are about the past or about the future. Worries of the past, anxieties of the future is what the thoughts are about. Then sometimes we keep on comparing and complaining. Comparison, complaining. Our minds are so much occupied. Then we keep on making judgments, comments, criticism on variety of things. Hope you all agree with me. That is how the mind is occupied, thoughts after thoughts. Be a witness, just see, and hopefully your experience also agrees that in general the mind is never in the present. It's going to the past, it's going to the future, shuttling, and most of the times compare, complain, make judgments, criticism. And Patanjali beautifully captures the varieties of thoughts. We will look at the Patanjali's analytics maybe in a separate workshop. But in general, this is what is happening. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Hope you also agree with this. The next thing we need to look at is how easily you get distracted. This is one of the problems which most people face. We are not able to focus. So now just see how easily you get distracted. For this, we will just do one simple technique of watching the body. Your own posture, your own body. You just have to watch. And as you watch, can you really watch or, well, something is happening? That's what we have to do. So this is one of the excellent techniques in mindfulness meditation also. So sit upright. We have to just do the body scan. So close your eyes. Watch your posture. Watch your toes. Feel both the feet. You must actually feel them with a sense of gratitude, because this body is an instrument, a live instrument, and This is like thanksgiving. So watch it with a sense of gratitude. Watch the complete feet, the front, middle, and the hind portions. Watch the heel. Watch your ankle joints. Watch the legs from ankle to the knee, the calf muscles. Pay attention. Watch both the knee joints. Watch the bulky thighs, both sides. Watch your buttocks and pay attention to the complete lower limbs. Which portion is touching or taking the load of your posture? Just watch, pay attention. Now pay attention to your trunk. Are you really able to pay attention? Are you really scanning your body? Or are you getting distracted? Then watch your pelvic cavity consisting of the urogenital organs. Pay attention to the abdominal cavity consisting of all the digestive organs. There's also a diaphragm at the top of the abdominal cavity. Pay attention to the chest cavity consisting of the lungs and the heart. Feel the entire length and breadth of the spinal column. Then watch your shoulder complex, upper back. Watch your shoulder joints. Watch your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrist, the palms, fingers, fingertips. Then again, come back to the wrist, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulder complex, throat and the neck. Watch your chin and the cheeks. Pay attention to your ears. The nasal cavity. Watch your lips, teeth, gums, tongue. Watch the region below the eyes, by the side of the nose. Watch your eyes, eyelids. Watch your temples. Watch your forehead. Watch your skull cavity, the top, sides, back. Now feel your complete posture from tip of the thumbs to the top of the head. Just feel, paying attention to the parts of the body itself has enormous healing effect. But now we are looking at what the mind does. Are you distracted in the process, or are you able to steadily, continuously watch, scan the body? Well, slowly open your eyes. So you might have observed how the distractions come. So how long does a thought last? In case any thought or feeling comes, if you are getting distracted too often, if the span of attention is too less, that is not good. That's a state of mind called kshipta avastha, highly distracted. And now you also understand that whatever may be the intensity of emotions or thoughts or feelings, none of them are permanent. For example, you are getting the thought of your studies or interviews in the company, even whatever is the thought, they come and they don't stay permanently, they go. And there is what is called as train of thoughts. We will see that in the classes to come. One thought cascades another. This is the thing. Then where do thoughts come from? Well, it is spontaneously they come. None of the thoughts is something that you invite. They come on their own. That is because of the kind of impressions we have in our chitta or the mind stuff. If we have all negative impressions, only negative thoughts keep surfacing. So what we contain in the subconscious mind, they manifest as thoughts in our conscious mind. Therefore, we should be learning to be mindful. So mindfulness is a deliberate way of paying attention to what is occurring within our mind as it is happening. It is paying attention without judgment or evaluation. And this you should implement in all your day-to-day activities, like brushing the teeth, drinking milk or coffee or tea, while eating the food, while reading something, while listening to someone, while talking to someone, while playing. How much are you mindful? Mindful means you are not getting carried away by bizarre of thoughts. Instead, you watch everything, you know what is happening in the mind, and you are not spending your time in just making judgments, evaluations on each and every thought that keeps coming. You become more happier with mindfulness. But it's not a very easy thing. One has to be very, very attentive. There is a good Zen story. There was one master, Zen master by name Bokuju. He used to sit alone and meditate. And sometimes he used to call. His name is Bokuju. He used to himself call his name while he was sitting in meditation. Bokuju. So other disciples who were watching were surprised. Why this person calling his own name? But they kept on observing. But with as time lapsed, the frequency of his calling his own name that got reduced. And after some time, it reached a stage where he did not call his name. One of the disciples was surprised and asked the master, Sir, some time back you were calling your own name, and now that frequency of calling came down, and now you are not calling your name. What is it? For which Bokuju said, No, I am when I sit for meditation, I watch my mind. When that deep silence is distracted, some other thoughts come and take away my attention, I call myself because I feel I am lost. Then I will call myself Bokuju. Then suddenly I come back to my meditative state saying that I am here, I am not lost. Initially, these distractions were quite high, therefore I used to call my name. Now the distractions have come down. I am in that meditative state. So I don't call my name. So that is what it is. We should also at least mentally be aware of all these things, what is happening in the mind, and learn to focus. We will try to look at the techniques for this, the so-called Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi from the next class. Fold the palms in salutation. Take a deep breath. Yogena chittasya padena vacha balam sharirasya cha vaidyakena योपाकरोत्थं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि हरिः ॐ ॐ शान्ति 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 श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः शुभमस्तु नमस्ते